Welcome back to Mountain Connections. If you are looking forward to warm summer nights or even in the winter, it can be fun to head outside. And Judd King is here from Starlux Games. He's an inventor. He invented some really fun things to do at night. He's going to tell us all about it. Judd, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, when I saw what you've done as a local inventor, I was very excited to highlight it here on the show. It makes so much sense. I remember loving playing outside night games when I was a kid, and my teenagers now love to play them, but it's slightly, it could be better, and you've made it better.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you saying so.
So I'd love to hear how this all began.
Sure. So it began from two different places. So the first is my experience in Boy Scouts. My favorite game was Capture the Flag. The other component was this weird ostrich egg that lit up that I found in a shop that was called Mainly Seconds, which literally called itself a secondhand plant shop. So these lights were so weird, I bought a set and then started putting them out for parties, and people thought it was funny, and then we started taking them camping. And then one day I had the idea to combine like these LED lights with my favorite game, which was Capture the Flag.
And it makes so much sense. It's one of those things like, oh yeah, why didn't I think of that?
Right, yeah.
So that's how it was born. What did you do from that point, from the time you got the idea, how did you really go about creating this company?
So starting with the first idea, we basically just kind of hodgepodge together different existing LED light components and ran a playtest session and with a group of Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, and then decided to try launching the game on Kickstarter. And as part of that, probably one of the highlights of putting together Capture the Flag at least was we got together 3 different Boy Scout troops and had them all come together in this huge field. And I remember just yelling kind of start at one point, and I just looked out across the field and it was like these bouncing lights, and then you realize that all these bouncing lights are like 3 teams that were all charging together. So it's like 100 people all playing this like crazy Capture the Flag game. So that was kind of that was our first playtest session. And once we ran through that, it was like, oh, okay, they had an awesome time. So we got to figure out a way to get this to the market.
Yeah, it's really interesting what happens when you have a group of kids and you give them some glow-in-the-dark lights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they have a blast.
Yeah, there's something about like adding this new technology of LED lights and combining it with classic kind of gameplay.
It's just so much more efficient than a flashlight or something really that glows in the dark, or even just a light stick. This is that much better.
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember playing Capture the Flag as a
do.
kid, but you know, it was always like a bandana or like some sort of glowing, you know, like I don't know, football or something. So with this game, Capture the Flag Redux, it comes with a full set of lights. And so this is an example of one of the items that you might use. This would be the flag from that game, for instance. So, and it also includes lights that you'd use to mark the territories, to mark the jails, to mark all the players also wear wristbands as well.
Oh, so much better.
Yeah.
It just adds that other extra element to make it more exciting, and I'm sure all kids just love these.
Yeah, we find that parents are really kind of eager to have kids out doing something that they used to do as a kid, like they used to go out and play. And there's a sense now that like kids, that today's youth they don't want to go out and play. And so really for what we're trying to do is we want to get kids off their phones, actually engaging face to face and doing something really active that they're excited to do. And then sometimes it's been really fun too to watch how it kind of draws in the parents even, or like you do a birthday party or something like that, and you find a way that like grandma wants to be out playing. And so like this game and some of our other games have like variations even, so that people that maybe aren't able-bodied can participate. People make their own rules. My colleague, when she played with her family, grandma was there and she wasn't very able-bodied, so they made a rule that when you left jail, you had to like high-five grandma on your way out.
Well, and you're not going to be on your phone, obviously.
No.
You have to interact with each other. Just a really fun way to do that without, you know, kind of ignore some of the awkwardness or the age difference. And there also adds a little bit of a safety element because you are illuminating the area.
Yeah, exactly. So you can actually tell where everybody is because they're always wearing lights. Sometimes people think that, oh, these might be dangerous or crazy or whatever. Like for instance, this is from our game called Glow Battle. And it's basically, I like to call it Nerf meets lightsaber fighting.
love it.
So these all light up, and to get hit, it doesn't hurt at all. So we could have like a whole duel here.
Good.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, the safety component, we make sure that everything's really safe. Of course, you still want to make sure where you're playing is safe of obstructions, so no one's going to trip on things. But that said, you know, with all the players being lit up, with the territories, like the playing field is marked, so you know the boundaries as well. So a lot of things in place to make sure people feel really, really comfortable and can just focus on the thrill of actually competing against each other.
You mentioned these swords, is that what you would call them?
Yeah, we could call it a sword. Yeah.
What do you call them?
We call them weapons of light.
Okay, I like
Yes.
that. These weapons of light. What other games did you bring?
All right, so we've got the Capture the Flag Redux, which I've already talked a bit about. This is Glow Battle. So organized sword fighting games, essentially, and you get to choose, there's different structures of gameplay. So you get to choose, oh, hey, I want to play this version called like Knights and Kings, and in that version, your whole objective is to protect your queen or king, and everybody else are knights battling each other. So you get to choose different objectives, and you have wristbands that you use to track how many lives you've lost and when you're out, or that type of thing. So that's Glow Battle, and then our newest game is called Wizards and Werewolves. It's basically an outdoor game for kids who love fantasy. So Harry Potter fans, Dungeon and Dragon fans, that type of thing. A lot of those fantasy activities tend to be more sedentary. So for that kid who's like, you know, they're reading, they're having a great time playing with their friends D&D or something like that, but like, we want you to go do something active. So this game is intended to inspire that.
You seem to have a very keen mind and be very aware of what teens and kids want to do, what will excite them, what will make them want to get out and play. You were a high school teacher for a while. Does that help as you develop and think about new products?
Oh yeah, that was completely pivotal. Yeah, so teaching high school for 9 years and watching, I mean, one part was watching kids that used to spend a lot of, you know, they'd hang out together on a picnic table at lunch. Now you watch a group of kids hang out at a picnic table at lunch, and they are on their phones like this. They're not talking face to face. So that's definitely a big source of inspiration of like, wait, we got to come up with things that get kids to actually look at each other, you know. But yeah, my experience teaching, it's like, okay, how much attention span? How can we ignite people's imagination? I mean, one like really surprising thing and kind of dumb, stupidly surprising thing was like I kind of, as having played Capture the Flag as a Boy Scout, I was always like, well, this would be a game for boys, right? And then we started playing. It's like, no, not at all. Like these girls just want to be just as active as the boys. So yeah, watching that kind of happen as I like work with different students and realize like, oh wow, no, they're really into this. Or like in this game, when you're tagged, you're supposed to turn off your bracelet so you go dark and you become a werewolf. And when you do that, you're supposed to howl. And like 9-year-old girls love howling. Who would have thought they would be so excited?
Who knew?
Yeah, seriously.
Where can we find these products and get more information?
Yeah, so all the products are available on our website at starluxgames.com. And then also we sell on Amazon as well. Right now, this game, for instance, has over 900 reviews, 4.5-star average. And those are, we also are pleased to say that the planetarium here is carrying our games as well. So that would be a location nearby-ish, you know, to Park City.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, thanks so much, Judd, for being here. I'm really inspired by what you've created and excited to get outside and play, actually.
Oh, good. Perfect. Mission accomplished.
All right. Find out more about Starlux Games online. Get ready for some warm nights, ready to have fun, whether it's with your family, a youth group, Boy Scouts. Even a small group can have a great time with these games. So thanks again to Judd King for being here today. We have more coming up right after this.